Is not to be
One of
printed
the
on
things
these shirts?
my mentor used to tell me the purpose of a flag, any flag. And he said the purpose of a flag is that a flag is a piece of cloth with a design and colors on it to be meant to shrink wrap your brain. It's to make you dumb. When you pledge allegiance to a flag, you are reducing your brain to a piece of cloth and some colors. And it is the only other thing that it's good for is to be presented to your family at your death. So it's to make you dumb and to celebrate your stupidity and dying for a piece of cloth. We need to elevate our conscience. We are more than a piece of cloth, and we are so happy as a Marine, service-connected, disabled, lifetime member of DAV. I think about how many people have we are proud to tell the history. Crispus Attucks was the first black man to die for this country, and that's a great thing. That a shrink-wrapped piece of cloth got your brain, and you were willing to sacrifice your precious life that God gave you for a piece of cloth. We've lost our humanity, and it is only through regaining our consciousness, truly examining by being still and knowing that I am God. You will say to yourself, I will not give the precious gift of my life, which God gave me, for a piece of cloth, and have it presented to my family, and they be happy and joyous and celebrate it and write it in history books because you sacrificed the gift that God gave you for a piece of cloth.
Speaking of that, that's pretty heavy. Why not present your family with a check and cover your expenses and to cover what you would normally have brought in had you lived to at least the age of 70. They have the money. They make money. So why not do that? Why is it only $255 that you get after, you kick the bucket? What kind of mess? I put more taxes in, more, seed money over the years, and that's all I can get back.
Why not channel the energy, the discipline, the research, the development that is put into the industry of killing people into the industry of enlightening people, saving people, sustainable health, free energy, nobody pays for nothing, free car. You can do that once you get to a place where people raise their consciousness and say, what sense does it make to invest trillions of dollars in death? Power of the tongue, there's death and life. When we can choose to rechannel some of these funds into things that sustain life, that lift up life. It's just a matter of choice. I say something that's really controversial, and I try not to be too controversial, but this one always gets people, I always say, and I said it yesterday to a group, and they almost lost their mind, but I always say there is no such thing as hope. Stop hoping. Jesse says keep hope alive. I say assassinate hope, kill it. Hope is a game that politicians and preachers play on people for a future that will never come. Instead of hope, everywhere you see it in the Bible, replace it with choice and decision. See, when I add 1 plus 1, I don't hope it's 2. I know it is by the laws of mathematics. When you do certain things, you don't need no hope. Kill it. It naturally comes out as a result of your choices and decisions. When I make a choice and decision today to overeat, my weight will reflect it tomorrow. I don't need to hope that. Hope is a game, a hustle that politicians have perfected. Biden's recently done it. You ain't even black if you don't vote for me.
That's what he says.
That's a hope. Hope and change. That was Obama's thing. He killed more black and brown people than all of the other presidents together through drone assassinations in Africa and brown countries.
A lot of people don't know that.
Because he looks good. He looks good. He smiles. He's got a nice family. One of the presidents, I'm blanking on his name, but he made a statement a long time ago after he got out of office, and he said, the presidency of the United States of America is nothing more than a PR position, public relations. You make no decisions. You make no choices. You do what you're told. You march out and read the nice speeches that they tell you to read. You shake hands, kiss babies. But the real people in the background, those of industry, the research and development, the intelligence, and military, they make the choices and decisions that we live with. The president just comes and reads the teleprompter and smiles.
That's it.
Well,
so I don't know if any of that is true, but you know, I've been blessed by many mentors who tried to show me some things, and I'm still just as unenlightened, unilluminated, unwoke as I ever was. You know, so I'm still trying to learn.
Let me ask you a question so we can close this out. If you were talking to today's young people, young black youth in America, what would you say to them so that they could actually, develop in a positive way?
That's for Dr. Johnson.
You gotta wake him up.
I'm not asleep.
I'm not asleep, Steve.
What did I just say to him?
Yeah.
What I would say is be appreciative of your elders. Always search and always try to gain knowledge and put yourself in company of those you can learn from and those that you can't learn nothing from and those that mean you no good. You need not to make yourself accessible to them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Wait, there's more?
Just be like passing the baton or pass the baton of knowledge to make them a better person. Mm-hmm. Not only to God, but to their family and themselves.
All right. You're a military man, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm a proud Army veteran. Do a little military history.
Okay. All right.
And as Dr. Reid, him being a Marine, he should be aware that John Quito Martin was one of the first black Marines in 1775.
Wow. Okay. I was in the Marine Corps for a period of time myself. That's why we get along so well.
Okay, Steve. How long? How long, Steve?
None of your business. And so, double dog.
It's okay. How long?
Super Phi.
You,
Yeah. And
how
so,
long?
Dr. Reid?
Yes, sir.
Okay, he's meddling in my business since I keep him out of my business. So, the complexity of being black in America, what would you say to youth who are trying to discover who they are and deal with their blackness in America? What would you say to them?
I would say every day spend at least 20 minutes. That's less than the average half-hour television program with no noise, no TV, no radio, no nothing, and just be still. I would say listen to your heart. I would say the only true information that you have, not coming from a computer, the internet, YouTube, the news, none of that. It's coming from your heart. Once you're tuned into that, then it's tough to deceive you. It's tough for you to get off the beaten path. I would say make choices and decisions that lead to certain outcomes. Don't hope for nothing. Be hopeless. Make choices and decisions that lead to certain outcomes. So you make a choice and decision today on the 21st, that will be certainly a little bit better tomorrow. You can hope to win the lottery. You can hope for rain. You can hope, hope all you want. It is not fruitful. You make choices and decisions today that lead to certainty tomorrow, and stop hoping.
Mm-hmm. Deep stuff. Let me see here. Queen, are you still there? Can't hear you. Can anyone else hear you?
Steve?
I said, yes, I'm here.
All right. And so what would you say to the youth of today, black youth today, to be positive for the future? What would you say?
I would say, as a young youth, to stay focused, especially to save in the Lord, stay prayed up, and don't be hindered by anyone or allow anyone to deposit anything into their spirit, and just know that they are in the ark of Christ, and don't play into anything foolishness.
Mm-hmm. The Queen has spoken. And so if I had to say something, it would be, if you don't know God, you need to get to know him through Jesus Christ, because you need to have some spiritual backup to help you, because your flesh, your intellect, your connections just won't do it for you all the time. You need to have some inner strength, so that when the trials and tribulations come and beat at your door, that you won't fold and drink Hennessy and snort PCP and all the other stuff. You won't go down that road. You'll be strong. And most of all, have your own mind. Stop being a follower and realize that you have gifts in you that God has given you for you to blaze your own path. Be a pioneer. Do something no one's ever done before, positively. Yeah, you are complex because the God that made you is complex. Woo, my goodness. And so I don't want to go into that piece here. But if folks wanted to get in touch with you, pick up Apostle Dr. Professor Reid, how could they do that, sir?
Hello?
Yes, sir. I said, folks want to get in touch with you. How could they do it?
I'm actually driving, so I can't see my office number.